Hello. Welcome back to Module 2, Artificial Intelligence Awareness. Today we will go over Section 2, Understanding Artificial Intelligence. In this video, you will learn to differentiate between human reasoning and AI reasoning, as well as discuss the three areas of AI. Finally, we'll talk more about generative AI. People understand the actions of others by using their natural ability to explain and predict other people's behavior by attributing to them independent mental states, such as beliefs and desires. This is known as theory of mind. However, AI reasoning and human reasoning are different from one another, so the current understanding of theory of mind is not always reliable in making sense of AI. At this stage, humans and intelligent systems are equally inscrutable to one another. Research is being conducted to develop a theory of mind that incorporates the sociocultural foundations of human beliefs and behaviors. An intelligent system that can model those norms might be able to understand human behavior and predict better and safer responses that anticipate human needs. Becoming AI literate is crucial, since you are likely to encounter AI applications in your personal and professional lives. You will need to be able to join forces with AI so you can stay current in a quickly changing labor market. This is especially vital for people who did not grow up as digital natives. In the last module, Goel and Davies mentioned in their article three areas of AI. These are cognitive systems, robotics, and machine learning. Cognitive systems are AI agents that are modeled after theories concerning the human mind. These are used in a number of application domains such as WordNet, IBM's Watson, expert systems, and cognitive tutors. Agents employ strategies for information processing, planning, complex decision-making, problem-solving, and learning. Logic systems use different forms of logic to build a structured framework for developers to define rules, restrictions, and relationships within a computer system. Propositional logic deals with statements that are either true or false, and offer a straightforward binary choice for decision-making. First-order logic introduces the factor of variables and quantifiers, which brings a more refined layer of complexity to logical reasoning. Fuzzy logic departs from the binary nature of propositional logic by recognizing imprecise inputs and producing more nuanced decisions. Modal logic injects modalities or qualifiers to acknowledge various requirements, possibilities, beliefs, and time spans. Decision trees are learning algorithms that are used for classification and regression tasks. Classification tasks categorize data. Regression tasks analyze relationships between variables and predict continuous outcomes. AI developers contemplate a number of questions when building and improving cognitive systems. These questions include: what is the human mind? What is the difference between a robot and a human in terms of the mind? Can humans build a mind? Can humans build a brain? Robotics are AI systems that can physically act on and react to the world. Machine learning is a field of computer science in which computers possess the ability to learn without being deliberately programmed. This is an important tool in a wide variety of disciplines such as social media and healthcare. Basic data science concepts are a component of AI literacy. You should learn to recognize when personal data are being used to train machine learning. You should be able to interpret the results of algorithms in the context of the data. An algorithm is a self-contained sequence of instructions and operations that computers use to perform calculation, data processing, and automated reasoning tasks. A model results from training data being entered into an algorithm to make predictions on unseen data. Deep learning is a growing field of artificial intelligence. This assists computers to make sense of infinite amounts of data in the form of images, sound, and text. Deep learning uses multiple levels of neural networks that allow computers to perceive, learn, and react to complex situations in ways that match or surpass humans. Neural networks require vast amounts of data for training. There is an enormous amount of technical information behind deep learning and neural networks we will not cover, but the important takeaway is that computers can learn from their data. You should be able to critically examine data. Pause for a moment to search online for your name, and review the information that has been collected. Consider the ramifications of a machine learning algorithm being biased in some way. Consider AI failings in logic, consistency, accuracy, and bias. Could you detect fabrications, fallacies, and misrepresentations? What are some possible issues with biased algorithms? Chatbots or chatterbots are a type of computer program that engage users in conversation. BART, the college's personal helper bot, is one example. These programs are driven by algorithms of varying complexity that respond to users' messages with an appropriate selection of pre-programmed expressions. Chatbots utilizing AI technology employ algorithms that can adapt through machine learning. Depending on the sophistication of the algorithms, chatbots can carry on a scintillating conversation and give the user the impression of human intelligence. While software developers continually try to successfully pass the Turing test, some bots are still lacking in conversational skills. Recently, that situation has changed, which brings us to generative AI. Generative AIs operate via certain core concepts. Most need to learn by examining a vast database of text, gathered from the internet or by trial and error experimentation and adaptation. Through a technique called reinforcement learning from human feedback, the AI's language model is trained to be conversational. They have the ability to understand and generate human-like content. Understanding a generative AI's need to learn will give insight into the technology's capabilities and limitations. Generative adversarial networks are a form of deep learning algorithm. They are a pair of neural networks that can create visual artifacts and synthesized yet natural-sounding speech outputs from both imagery and textual data input. The generator algorithm creates synthetic data, such as text, images, and audio, from random noise, while the discriminator distinguishes between real and fake data. The two learn from one another in a feedback loop, work in competition to improve their own functions, and ultimately generate the most realistic output possible. They can be used for generating new examples for image datasets, realistic photographs of human faces, objects and scenes and cartoon characters, or images based on text descriptions. They can also translate images from one domain to another. Variational autoencoders are two connected networks used in tasks like image and sound generation and anomaly detection. The encoder learns to compress input data into a probabilistic representation that keeps only the essential features of the original data. The decoder takes the representation and reverses the process, but the output is a new object resembling typical examples learned from the dataset. One example is Amazon's SageMaker. Diffusion models are used in creating new data, such as photorealistic images and videos, by starting with a text prompt. The model would then create an output that matches the prompt, but has not already been found in its training data. The text-to-image generators include OpenAI's DALL-E 2, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, and Crayon. The text-to-video generators include Google Lumiere and OpenAI's Sora. Transformer-based models are technologies such as generative pre-trained transformer language models. This is the GPT and ChatGPT. The issue of artificial intelligence really came into the public consciousness when ChatGPT, developed by the company OpenAI, was released in November 2022. ChatGPT and other such tools are narrow AI applications. They are large language models with chat interfaces. A language model is a statistical tool that can predict the probability of a given sequence of words and generate them into contextually relevant text, similar to a supercharged autocomplete. This is accomplished through natural language processing, which we discussed in the previous module. Remember, there is no understanding or intent behind outputs. ChatGPT and other language models rely on thousands of internet sources and an untold number of datasets to learn patterns and relationships in order to answer a query. Currently, ChatGPT 3.5 is offered free to users, while their 4.0 model is only available by subscription. Microsoft made a $10 billion investment in OpenAI and integrated the tool into its Bing search engine. Google produced its own Bard language modeler in February 2023, but a disastrous demonstration caused the company's stock price to drop 7%. Bard has since been replaced with Gemini. Meta released its own version, also in February 2023, as Llama, or Large Language Model Meta AI. Other language models include Claude by Anthropic, Cactus, ChatSonic, Google Notebook LM, an AI-powered research assistant, Perplexity AI, an AI-powered research and conversational search engine, UChat, Whisper, an English speech recognition tool developed by OpenAI, and Slides AI, an AI-powered add-on to Google Slides that creates professional-looking presentations from text. A recent advancement, hybrid models combine various techniques to create new systems. They could draw on the strengths of generative adversarial networks and diffusion models, for example, to produce more refined and realistic outputs. Add in large language models, and they can offer more accurate and contextually relevant results. Examples include DeepMind's AlphaCode and OpenAI's CLIP. In contrast to generative AI, instructional AI are tools that teach or reinforce to students the concepts of writing and offer feedback on grammar and mechanics, such as flow, word count, voice, and tone. Revisions must be manually chosen. These tools have a greater focus on research and process versus the product of the assignment, such as feedback on the credibility of sources. These include originality reports, including AI-generated content detectors. Next time, with this video we have finished with Module 2. In the next, we will move on to Module 3. Applying Artificial Intelligence, where we will discuss the capabilities and usability of the technology. Until then, thank you for your time. If you want to learn more about the subjects we have discussed, here are the sources used for this section.